guys, hope you're doing well. So we'll just look at the risk calculation quickly, and we'll look at the scores, and then we'll look at indices and gold, and then we'll look at the robot. And the robot did encounter some losses, but we thought that might happen, and that's the reason that we had got the duplication check. So before it would just kind of spam signals, and now we've got something in place that's going to prevent that from happening. So I'll talk about the robot at the end, and then we'll wrap up the video. So the risk calculation on the technicals were like 50-50, pretty much. So we could go either way. We've got CPI today, of course. The sentiment is telling us that we're risk on at the big picture. There's 10 people trying to short indices versus the one person buying. So it's a very crowded space still. Lots and lots of bears. So we should expect price to come up to punish them, okay? And a little reduction now in the 24-hour change. QDB scores quickly. And ideally what would happen is I have a macro to sort this, but it doesn't seem to work. I put in a macro yesterday, it just didn't work. So I have to manually filter it, which is fine. It's just a bit of a hassle. EJ, UJ, Swiss J, longs, pound longs as well. And we should be seeing greens up here, right? And we should be seeing reds down there. We've got to be careful of Kiwi Swiss because we're very, very extreme. So hence that warning there. And so we should be seeing reds down here. So it's a little bit naughty. And but we have had an increase on NU in the scores, is that we were 5 and now we're coming up. So we're coming up on the ladder, and $CAD is dropping down on the ladder. And we posted some analysis about $CAD in the dollar channel, so be sure to check that out. We're looking at the cycle low, and it was 7 days since it's made its low, so it's kind of overextended a little bit. So an eye on $CAD perhaps. Let's look at the RDP, and yeah, I won't beat myself up about this gold, but what happened yesterday is that I said I wasn't going to trade it. I did, and then I was on my mobile, which isn't the best thing to do. Then I opened a trade, and what the thing is, it remembered my lot size for my prior trade, and that was I was trading the S&P with one lot, which sounds like a lot, but it's not really. But on gold, it is a lot. One lot is quite a considerable amount. It could, you can make £100 or lose £100 in a minute. So I was so basically didn't stick to my plan. I was trading my mobile. I was tired, and then it cost me basically. So I got out, at the spread basically. I got in and out, and it cost me like £32, which isn't a great deal of money. It's more like the fact I didn't stick to my plan, and it's a good job I did get out, because we came down to target the SLCs, the stop loss clusters, which I said might happen. I was looking to try and buy the dip and after the SLC, but how can I see the SLCs when I'm on my mobile? So this is what the dangerous thing about trading on your mobile is. You want to be sat at home on a laptop or desktop with the FX as SSI indicators, and you can see the liquidity, and then you target the stop loss cluster for a buy. You sell it to the SLC, and then you buy at the SLC, and then you target the SLC, and then you sell at the SLC. So there's going to be one up here, no doubt. There's going to be a stop loss cluster here, so this is where we're going to target. Okay, CPI up, boom, take that down, boom. So that's probably what's going to happen. And we're making a buy, so keep an eye on 19.14. But it's fine, I can afford these losses because I'm up quite a bit. But it's just the principle of I was just silly basically. Big round number, 16,000 on DAX, and that's no doubt really going to encourage them to sell at the round number, and they are just selling there. You see that little tick down. What a pump! It's a 100-point pump in an hour. So be careful, because what will happen to CPI? These moves are probably going to be faded, and it's probably pumping in order to sell. And don't forget, we've got some resistance here as well. 16.043, 16.121. So they started to go long here, so we fell. So it's created a resistance, a supply. S&P. And round number again. They're selling it, so you know, it is what it is. It's the sentiment for you. So you know, if they continue to sell it, this will be a support box where it will create a demand, and we are pumping quite a bit. So that's that. US 30. I feel a little bit better today because I had a little bit extra sleep. So I was so tired today, it was ridiculous. US 30 just horribly choppy. I don't know how you can trade it really, but you know, that's that. And also inverse head and shoulders. So left shoulder, right shoulder, head maybe. You can see, you know, maybe there's an inverse head and shoulders there. They've sold it, and we're probably gonna have to come up because they've sold it. So that's the indices. I'll show you the robot. Now we've undergone a bit of losses from dollar CAD, and we might still undergo a little bit of loss with that one, but we'll have to wait and see. And we got out of the Euro USD longs, and we got out of NJ longs. So what might want to look at is adjusting the trading stop to give us more profit, because there could have been more legs in the EU. It could have been, you know, because if this is going to get to stop loss, what we want to do is try and get the TP the same as the stop loss. So we have like a 1R, but with the trading stop kicking in, it means that our gains are being reduced. So we'll have to look at this next week. But now we've got the duplication check in place, we're not going to get multiple spam of signals. So we can look at the sizes, and then we can look at the trading stop and the sizes, the SL and the TP as well. But when we had the duplication and that spam, it was very hard to try and monitor because it's a little bit random, and now it will be less random, so we can focus on the risk part, you know, the TP and SL, and also the trading stop as well, whether or not we could even remove the trading stop, because this EU, we might actually have got to the TP, you know, for our long. If for some reason the herd were very, very undecided this week, and they bought EU and they sold it in a great amount, so we obviously created a signal for buy, which went to profit, and a signal to sell, which is undergoing drawdown. So I guess we'll have to wait and see, won't we? But I think this probably would have been okay for our long, so we could have probably removed the trading stop, maybe, and then our profit would be greater. So we'll have to look at that next week. But now we've got the duplication check in, it's going to be a lot less random. So that's today's bulletin. Hopefully it was helpful. If you want to subscribe, it's patreon.com/QDB. If you want to support the server, which that would be really cool as well. I think it's doable somehow. I think you've got to scroll up. Yeah, here. And if you want to support us, what I want to do is try and get my boost up to, you know, that 14, and then we can have increased audio, video, and also we can have a unique Discord invite link as well. So if you want to boost the Discord, that'd be great. If you want to join, patreon.com/QuasiDB, and that's today's bulletin. So keep an eye on dollar CAD. Remember to check the Discord in the dollar section, because we've identified something quite interesting on the dollar CAD and also on the Aussie Kiwi as well. So be sure to check that as well in Discord. I'll speak to you guys soon.